Hey guys, welcome back to the Final Fantasy Study Hall. Today I'm joined with...
Aaron?
Noah. Oh, we messed up because
all
we
at the
can't
same
coordinate.
time.
It's cool. I think I was right before you, so it's fine.
Then you can re-say it. Haha!
Snaps. Aaron.
So today I'm joined with...
Aaron. Dang it, Noah.
And Noah. Pew, 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 pew.
Before we get to the show, guys, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the cool stuff with Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, and all that, all at TCG University. Make sure to check out our stuff out on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all the podcasting service. If we're not on podcasting service you'd like us to be on, let us know. Shout outs to all of our Patreon sponsors: Addie, Andrew Dang, Anthony Albano, Chris Miner, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, John Snow, Justin Farce, Kat Maria, Kevin Broberg, Lucinda Letica, Andrew, Paul Casagrande, Samantha Stevens, Theodore Ruiz, and Tyler Zane Pease. And then we have two sponsors today, Cards Custom Build and Inked Gaming. Shout out to those guys, but we'll talk about them later during an ad break. So how are you guys today?
Byron.
Oh, you can't see. Okay, fine. I'm doing splendid. Have 3 days off from work, which is very needed. My work is it's so stressful for working from home. Hate it.
Yeah, especially when you have to run a zoo.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I lock myself up in the room and I come out every now and then when I work.
I forgot, we bought a zoo too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, other than that, it's been pretty good. Much other than playing in a nice online tournament, which is really fun to play in. So,
Solid. How about you, Noah?
So I've been having Final Fantasy fever, and I broke down earlier today actually and bought the remastered edition for Final Fantasy X and X-2. So since I got through part 1 of FF7 Remake, we're gonna take a break and splice in between here and there each chapter on hard, and then focus on Final Fantasy X, because I actually haven't gone all the way through that game yet, and I haven't played that game since I was like 9-ish. It's been a while.
you're 18 now.
Yeah, I'm 18 now, guys, obviously.
Then I've done nothing but edit videos for everything and be on podcasts and work my normal job.
You've been kept busy. I've done nothing.
I do nothing. I get to do nothing every day. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I do this. And then I sleep, go to work, come home and do this.
That sounds pretty good.
I had today off from my normal job, and I woke up at 10:30 to do some of this. And I couldn't because one of my roommates was using the computer to do school stuff, so I was just like, I guess I'll go back up. I was awake for about an hour, and then I passed out. Woke up at 2 o'clock, and then did this.
You passed out from 10 to 2?
No, I
no?
think I was up for like an hour and change, so like I think I went to bed at like 12:30. I woke up at like 2:10, 2:15.
Oh, that's a nice little power nap right there.
Man.
Who goes to school?
Julia.
Yeah,
Oh.
trying to get that degree, you know?
Yep. So like she was on like her conference call for school or whatever, you know. So I didn't get to do any work, so I got to stay in my room and do nothing. And then we got to where we're at.
Now you get to do something, which is this podcast.
It's the same amount of nothing I've been doing.
Crack up in a cold one with the boys. All right, so we got keywords, boyos. We left off on our post show. We talked about back attack, so that's a little special one. We teased it, and then I finally found I don't know why it took me forever to find this, the rules manual that shows all the keywords, which, fun fact, freeze is a keyword ability. I didn't know that. I just thought it was like an ability, because it's not highlighted or bolded like the other one, so it was really weird. But it makes sense. No, it's not. So like freeze, it'll say to freeze it, Dolan freeze something, but I don't think, you know what?
Oh, that's right. No, you're 100% right.
Let me double check here real quick. I want to make sure that I'm not just lumping it in with the cards and I never notice it. Freeze. Because sometimes that happens. Okay, so freeze is bolded. Okay, never mind. It's just weird, I
You just
guess.
don't notice it when you're playing.
Because dull isn't a keyword ability, but freeze is.
See, like the thing is, like the thing that throws me off about freeze being a keyword is that it's not at the very top of the text
Yeah.
box, like brave, haste, first strike, back attack, damage.
Yup.
Like
Maybe they're
everything
just, like-
else.
Maybe it's just because it's not a constant; it's an activated one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because to me, they also should probably like italicize the dole, just because like it's just like freeze is an activated ability.
Well, speaking of which, since we're already on it, I'll go ahead and read it out real quick for those that don't know at home.
Solid.
Freeze is a field ability that changes the rules in the activation phase. So I guess it's a field ability that they put in the keyword abilities, but whatever.
So it creates a rule state, so that's why they.
Yeah. Frozen characters do not activate during their controller's next activation phase. So basically, if I have a card and it's tapped and my opponent decides to freeze it, I can't untap it or undole it or restand it.
At the start.
Yeah. It's activate. This game's thing is activate.
Will inactivate.
At the start of my turn. I can play abilities that can reactivate it. It just doesn't activate at the activation phase.
Yep.
Which is pretty interesting. I think freeze is a really good mechanic, obviously. It works really well with ice, and it's just a way to lock down your opponent because ice doesn't really have anything that does like big damage, I guess, for lack of a better word. At immediate face value, ice is very slow.
Yeah.
But there's no other element that's gonna have freeze. There shouldn't be.
There isn't. It's just ice.
Yeah, deservedly so. Like it's an ice only mechanic, and it makes sense for it to be an ice only mechanic. Moving on though, going down the list now, we got Brave. Brave is always really good. Brave is a field ability. That's also a keyword that changes the rules at the attack declaration step. So, for a forward with Brave, with the Brave traits, won't dull when attacking, but can still only attack once per turn. So when you declare the attack, forwards will always dull unless they have Brave. If they have Brave, they stay untapped, so they can block and whatnot, which is really good. I think Brave is probably one of the better keywords in the game, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, like
target tap things.
Mm-hmm. Like yeshivas.
Yeah, I definitely agree with. Definitely agree with Brave being one of like the better keywords, just because it allows you to poke and then it allows you to have something up to block.
Yeah, Brave is probably one of the scariest keywords, honestly, in my opinion. Like, for instance, what's the name? It's one of the Warrior Light based cards. I can't remember for sure that gives all of your Warrior Lights Brave. Because like, man, it's if your opponent just has a field of Brave dudes, it's really a hard wall to get around.
They're just allowed to attack and not worry about playing defense.
Yeah, and like
they're still going to be there. They don't have to like save their field for like defense.
They're like, hey, look, poke you with this 9K with Brave, block with this 9K. Like, nice.
We're talking about Warrior of Light from Opus 6.
Yeah.
Hero. Yeah, it's a special. Until the end of the turn, all the forwards you control gain plus 3K power and Brave.
Well, there's also one that does it statically as well. Yeah, give me a sec. I'll figure it out. It's a fire card. It shouldn't be that hard to look up on FFTech. Yeah. Ooh. He's somewhere in here. I'll figure it out. Oh, there it is. It's Aegis. Aegis does it. The job warrior light forwards, other than Aegis you control, gain Brave. When Aegis enters the field, you can pay or play one forward to cost 2 or less from your hand. Oh no, of cost 2, not 2 or less. Of cost 2 from your hand onto the field.
Actually, seems really good.
Yeah, he is. He's really good for warrior light decks. I can't remember. There's another card. It's some random warrior. It's not a random warrior of light, but it is a warrior of light of cost 2 that synergizes really well with Aegis. I just can't remember what card it is. But that's besides the point. There's also that super cool new Sabin that has Brave as well. I want to play with that card.
You keep so much advantage just because your cards have Brave.
Yeah, like Brave just nets advantage. With FF7, I remember Miles would give Barrett Brave whenever he got the chance because Barrett says every time he swings, you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck, or you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and grab a category 7. So with Brave, you get to swing with Barrett, who's a 9K, net a card more than likely, and then still have him there to block with if need be.
Yeah.
Which is really solid.
Probably my favorite card with Brave keyword is Arden.
Mm-hmm.
From Opus 8.
Yeah.
Because like
Arden's
it's so hard to get rid of him, especially with Brave. And, like there's just a couple ways to actually like fully get rid of him, which is Shantoto. And then obviously
you have to play removal. Like Dorgan can get rid of him technically.
Yeah. Dorgan. And like but no one really like plays that card.
Yeah, Death Gaze.
You could block with something like bigger though, can't you?
You can, but the funny thing is that oh no, never mind. That's on Arden blocking. But Arden's a 9K as well. He's a 9K with Brave, so like it's not super easy to play something that can just get around him in terms of power.
I'm pretty sure with you blocking, like if there's someone that's bigger than Arden, it won't break because it can't break.
Well, it's dealing damage to him, right?
And then it breaks it.
Oh, that's true, I guess, yeah. So Arden just soaks up damage and doesn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually have to hard remove him.
Yeah. So you got your Fanfrits, obviously, because it's not.
Yeah, it places in break zone. It doesn't break him.
Yeah,
God,
Veritas places as well. Oh, I see Shantoto. Oh, I don't know.
Brave, guys.
That's right.
Brave's cool. What's the next one?
The next one after Brave is Haste. This is probably my favorite besides Back Attack because it's not explored enough. Haste is probably my favorite keyword. Haste is just a field ability. Forwards with Haste can attack even if they are not controlled by a player consecutively from the beginning of the turn. Characters with Haste can activate an ability, the cost of which includes the dull icon, even if they are not controlled by a player consecutively from the beginning of the game. So, what that means, because I feel like it's worded a little bit weird, is that
weird.
The card has Haste on it, it can attack the turn it's played, and it can use its abilities the turn it's played. It doesn't get Summoning Sickness. It just null and voids that. Which is busted.
Nuts.
Yeah, like Byron can attest to this. For instance, with the Ninjas deck that I'm still working on, Edge into Tsukinoa, because Tsukinoa is just free, is you get Edge, you get to play a Ninja for free, and that Ninja has Haste and can't be blocked by a forward of 3 or more. So you're already getting a free hit in. And then if like you have Yukari in your hand as well, you just pay 1 for Yukari and you get Haste as well because your opponent would have no forwards at like the beginning of. It's really nice.
I just like it gains you the one part that sucks is never getting to do things on play. You have to everything waits a turn and just Haste just gets around that.
Yeah, it does. It's probably the biggest benefit. Like obviously all keywords are scary to some degree. Brave is kind of let your opponent get the best of both worlds. They can attack you and they can still defend. Haste just says your opponent can swing at you whenever they feel like, or use the abilities whenever.
It says they dictate the speed of how the game's gonna play.
Basically, yeah. Like, I think one of the funniest things, even though it costs majority of your hand, is if you play FF7 under Fire and Earth, is to play Zangan Tifa. Because Zangan says you search for a Tifa on play, and then all of your Tifas gain haste. Of cost 4 or less gain haste, and then you just play the 4-drop Earth Tifa that has haste and Brave. So you get to Brave Swing with haste and still have a 9 or 8k blocker on board as well.
Haste is nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Haste early game can definitely kind of win you the game.
Yeah.
You have a decent amount of it.
I think haste excels early and late game. In the middle, it's good still, but I think early game for the damage push and late game for like that haha surprise I just played Nalua who has haste, you can't do anything about it is really funny. It really helps push through a bit.
I kind of agree with that, just because late game you should be kind of set up by then.
Well,
So
that's true, but like I feel like, for instance, if you and your opponent are roughly matched when it comes to the amount of forwards and stuff you have on board, or like the power of your forwards being able to match each other, a haste swinger uh, that can deal in that extra point you need is really clutch and really nice to have.
Yeah.
I think if you can fit it in your deck, you should either play somebody that has haste or play a backup that can give your guys haste.
also, like with haste too, like I definitely think it's better early game, and
It is.
it also makes your opponent need to play differently. Because if they usually play a slow deck and they want to build up their backups and just kind of slowly get into the mood or the groove of it, then you need to play differently because you need to be able to counteract haste.
You need to keep up with it.
Yeah, you have to. Haste forces your opponent to play at your pace just about.
And when you're playing at your opponent's pace, like then it also causes, like, if you're already a slower deck, like it's going to cause you to do things that you normally wouldn't. So then it could potentially hurt you in the long run too.
Yep. It's really funny. Maybe I'm crazy, but the only card right now, because I'm looking through things with the haste keyword as well. It looks like the only card I can see that stops or nullifies haste is the 2-drop Opus 2 Edward forward. That just says all forwards lose haste and forwards can't gain haste.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, but like it's such a niche card that not everybody's gonna play it.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to play that.
Unless your deck like only loses to like haste decks.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's another thing, because I like this keyword and I just like pointing out cards that run with this keyword really well. 6-drop Kelger from Opus 3. When Kelger enters the field, you can play one Job Dawn Warrior from your hand onto the field, so you just pay 6, play Hasty Kelger, and then you can play like Galoof or Zizant. I think Zizant or whatever is probably the better play because it's a first striker with an extra K bump, so he's like a 9 or 10K first strike. Dude, such a good keyword. It's very aggressive, which is it's
super aggressive.
That's like the whole point of it.
Oh yeah.
I think it works really well.
Yep. On to the next one.
Our next one after haste, we've got first strike. Wow, there's a lot on here. First strike is a field ability that changes the rules at damage resolution. If any of the attacking or blocking forwards, they really need to like retype this. Forwards have first strike. The forward will deal damage before the others. Once all first strike cards have dealt damage, the remaining forwards then do so. After resolving first strike damage, but before resolving non-first strike damage, the turn player gains priority. However, players cannot cast summon or play action or special abilities at this stage. Any ability triggered by first strike damage are not put into the stack until all other damage is resolved. If attacking forwards form a party, they all have first strike trait to deal first strike damage. Oh, that's really good.
That's actually really cool.
I don't know why I didn't realize that beforehand.
Partying just got cooler.
Yep, definitely did. Oh boy. So yeah, first strike, boiling it down because that was a lot of information to digest.
Your card deals damage before the opponent can hurt you.
Yeah.
So like if you're at the same power level as your opponent, yours is gonna get hit by your. You're gonna hurt theirs before they hurt yours. So if it's a tie, you're gonna kill their guy before they kill yours.
Yeah, you slap them before they can slap you.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. First strike.
Tie goes to you, basically.
Yeah, first strike is it's balanced, like Brave in my opinion. It is really good defensively, I would say more than offensively, just because usually when you attack, Yeah, like usually when you attack, you can expect your opponent to want to block your attack, and it's just an even trade. Usually, like you're gonna trade with that one card to theirs and probably kill their card or whatever. It's fine. Um, on defense, it's at its best because you deal damage first. So whatever they want to do, they can't. Like if they want to trade the hits, so like my 9K to their 8K, which would both deal damage at the same time. My 9K hits first, so they can't just hit me with the 8K damage and then on the stack add something.
Yeah.
Their dude just dies. Kind of. I mean, there's still a stack there, but
they would have to deal the damage beforehand.
yeah, because if they don't, then you're trying to ping off 3K from a 9K instead of that's taking no damage instead of like 3K from a 9K that's taking 8K damage. Yeah. A lot of numbers.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I think First Strike is very underused. I think it's a really cool ability I don't really see very often.
Give me 1 second, because I know there are a few really good cards that abuse First Strike, and I just want to give those shout outs.
My favorite card for First Strike is actually a summon, Belias.
Ah, Belias is so good!
Yeah, because like your forward, there's not a lot of forwards that have First Strike, and there are a decent amount, but not like horrible a lot,
Yeah.
So Belias, like you can surprise your opponent with giving your forward First Strike, so then you're gonna get rid of their forward because we weren't really expecting that per se.
Yeah. Kane 3-drop or 3 CP Opus 10. When Kane has gun gear, which is just the Kane special, you pitch a Kane and you give him 5K power and First Strike until the end of the turn, which is really nice. Opus 11 3 CP Fire Sabin has the deal yourself a point of damage, gains Brave and First Strike, which is really good.
Oh, that card is so good for Fire Eyes category.
That card is just good in general, but yeah. I want to start abusing that card. You got Rude, who I'm still trying to get a Turks deck up and running for. Opus 11 3 CP Rude. If you control a job member of the Turks other than Rude gains First Strike, which is really nice. Because he's what? He's a 7K who gains 3K if you have Rufus. So he becomes a 10K with First Strike. Pretty spicy.
But yeah, with Strike, like I feel like it also creates a game state where the opponent has a hard decision to make, because obviously if they're either choosing to lose a forward or they're choosing to take damage.
Yep.
Which helps you out in the long run too. So it just kind of creates like a game state for your opponent to like make a hard decision on what they want to do with that, or how do they want to deal with that.
Yeah, because with First Strike, it's more of block and lose the card. Like you guaranteed lose the card usually if you block something with First Strike, or take that point of damage. It's extra resources out of your opponent's hand to try and deal with a card that has First Strike.
Yeah, just the control factor is just so strong.
Yeah, like it's one of those keywords that become very intimidating. Like you just have to, your focus starts to shift towards that, or your opponent's focus would start to shift towards that to figure out how to get around it or deal with it, because everything they swing with usually just gets blocked by that one forward with First Strike that they can't really deal with. That's the coolest thing about First Strike is like you just have one forward with that keyword on your board, and it kind of just halts your opponent.
If they can't get over it, they can't get over it.
Yeah.
Imagine
create the wall in of itself.
Imagine staring down like a 10K First Strike forward. Like,
imagine if it had Brave too.
Imagine if Lava Spider was there for every time it attacked. Oh boy. Now you're really not living. On to the next though. So after First Strike, sorry, give me 1 sec. We've got.
We kind of already talked about it.
We talked about Freeze. We did the back attack sneak peek, so you also check that out in the post show. So damage would be the last one. So
post show.
Damage.
Clarify.
Yeah, what?
But last episode's post show.
Last episode's, but the one before this one, for all of you watching when there's like 6 more ahead of this. Weirdos. Damage is a field ability belonging to a character. That's new. If the controller of the character with damage receives the amount of damage specified, the character gains the ability written next to damage. So, for instance, if I have something that has damage 5 on it, the ability doesn't activate until I've taken 5 points of damage.
So does that mean like monsters aren't going to have the damage ability?
I actually think some do.
I do.
Because this is
Magic Pot does, right? Yeah, monsters are characters.
Monsters are characters? Okay.
Yep.
So does that mean everything else? So like, does that mean summons can gain those abilities, but not gain damage?
Summons aren't characters, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So like, can summons gain first strike?
No. They can give it. They can't gain it.
Yeah.
It's just really weird for damage to say character. But
yeah, it is weird how they like worded it. Shout outs to Opus 11 Vincent, who has damage 5 with the Chaos special that just says pitch of Vincent. He gains 3k power first strike, and when he attacks, you choose a character and break it, and the effect doesn't end at the end of the turn. So you can just pitch a bunch of Vincents and stack it. It's so stupid. That's how Birthing Pod Cloud decks. No, it isn't. That's how it was for like just the deck itself, plus the Sephiroth deck during those tournaments. But like that's just hilarious. You just build a Vincent deck and run with that with Aerith recycling Vincents.
I'm excited to see when we're able to play again what people come up with Vincent. Like, what kind of deck they come up with for Vincent.
Vincent has so many cards of just him. He even has a version of him that searches out more of him. Like,
exactly.
Insane.
He has a Vincent that searches Vincents?
Yeah. Let me figure out which one it is for sure. Hold on.
Baroque.
I spelled Vincent wrong. God. All right. It is. Is it this one? Nope, not that one. Not that one. Oh boy, I gotta figure this out now.
We trusted you.
I know, right? I trusted myself too. I don't.
You were the
I
chosen one.
Oof.
You were supposed to bring balance to the podcast. Not leave it in darkness.
Oh, that's weird. I could have swore there was a Vincent that searches out Vincent. Am I missing it?
You've broken it. You've broken my mind.
I know Reeve searches out Vincent or Kate Sith, but there should be a Vincent as well.
Just being able to have multiple... Like, it gives you the possibility of playing different copies of things.
Oh, wait. That's ability text. That's why. Hold on. Card name. That's where we messed up. All right. Hold on. I think I got this now.
Mm-hmm. Should I have put up a stopwatch to see how long this takes?
You should have, but I still think I'm wrong. I could have swore there was a Vincent that looked for Vincent.
Well, while you keep looking for the Vincent, we could talk about how it improves game state to have multiple different characters now.
Yeah, maybe I'm just
able to do stuff.
Crazy enough, and I was thinking of Reeve when I shouldn't have been, but it's whatever.
Just having.
Oh no, there it is. Hot, found it. Opus 4 Vincent. Also, all Vincents
He's an
are
EX first.
He is. Says when Vincent
all...
enters the field. All of them are Earth.
It's pretty cool.
The most expensive one is the Opus 1 and Opus 4 at 5 CP cost. Every other one is essentially 3 CP except for Opus 2 and Opus 2. They're both. Wait, they put two different Vincents in Opus 2, and one's a legend, one's a rare. What?
Yeah, that's actually most of the first sets have that. When I was going through it, your cool one of cards with like you can't play more than like one copy had one really cool art one, and it's trash, and then one of their like character art one that's just lame and boring, and that one's the good one. The one with the lame art is always better.
Man.
It was James' art stuff.
Yeah, it's me criticizing their art choices again.
Again.
Welcome.
We'll just
welcome
create a
to
segment.
Welcome to the James Hates Final Fantasy Art Show.
James.
We should have a separate
God, no,
podcast
please.
talking about
I
artwork.
don't think James could mentally handle.
It's just gonna be me shit talking on their art, which is their choice. I'm not just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's bad.
It's just like, this is why it's bad, because there's a better one.
Well, like for the first, I'm going through like the first few sets and whatnot, trying to like look at cards and just like kind of trying to like get a grasp on the game a little bit better. But like for the first two sets, it's nothing but, oh, here's a cool monk, has some cool art from like a game or something. It's trash. And then the next card I look at is the same monk, but with a different ability and like their concept art, and it's fucking good. And it's just like, what are you? Why? Why'd you give the bad art to the good one?
I don't know. That's a question for the higher ups.
That's a question I can't answer. The question I don't want answers to, because the answer's just gonna be, because we wanna. There's not gonna be rhyme or reason to it.
Because we wanna.
It's our game. Suck a dick.
So those are our keyword abilities.
Those are the keyword abilities.
There's James's rant for the.
Yeah, I'll get off the soapbox.
And now, don't we have an ad break here?
We could do it here, or if you want, we could do it after the next abilities one.
I think it's best to just do it here. Hi-ya.
Ad break, here it is.
The first sponsor of this week's podcast is inkedgaming.com. Are you looking to get a custom playmat? Well, then we suggest you check out inkedgaming.com. They have custom playmats, dice bags, mouse pads, and much, much more. Shout out of a cannon. James, what would you get on a playmat if you had to pick one right now?
7 Swell from Eureka 7.
What is that?
It's like the aftermath of like them launching a nuke practically.
I love Nuke.
I love nuke.
I love nuke.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like a reaction between like a robot and.
Well, you can get it on a playmat. What would you get?
I'm Izuken.
Izuken.
Yeah.
What is that?
Stop!
New anime.
No.
New anime.
right now.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with it.
Is it really good?
It's
It
like
is.
Edda and Eddie the
It's-
anime.
So
It's
it
the
has
way
been
it's described
described
to me.
as if Ed, Ed and Eddie was an anime about 3 girls making an anime.
Wow. Well,
It is also made by the same guy that made Ping Pong the animation.
I'm super in. You could definitely get that on a
course
playmat
it
with
is. Ping Pong the
inkgaming.com.
animation.
Spider-Man, obviously. They even recently added stitched options to their playmats and mouse pads as well. I've got a couple of these stitched playmats. They are exceptionally good. They're so good. Edges never fray, they never curl, nothing. So if you want to get 10% off of your order, please use the code TCG University, all caps, no spaces at checkout, and help support the channel by customizing your game to your style. In addition to Ink Gaming, we've also got Cards Custom Build. Are you in a cosplay? Looking to get in a cosplay? Or you want to show up to events dressed as your favorite character? Well, Cards Custom Build can help. Cards Custom Build creates everything from cosplay accessories like props, trinkets, or weaponry, all the way to full costumes, full stop. James, if you had Cards Custom Build making something right now, what would it be? It could be anything. Full costume or...
It'd probably be Weiss's weapon from Ruby.
Are you sure? Because he could easily make the gun from Gears of War. Easily. The big chainsaw gun?
There's a lot I would want.
Well,
Okay?
give me an example.
Yeah, you got the Gears chainsaw.
Uh-huh.
You got the Halo sword.
Uh-huh.
You got a bunch of things you could do.
He would do some sick stuff with a Halo sword. Just saying. It'd be real pretty. Tyler, how about you, man? What would you want?
Something from Steven Universe, I think.
Yeah?
You
Yeah.
get the Steven Universe shield.
The shield and the sword, or like Garnet's gauntlet.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
Those sound hype. So if you want a cosplay made of perfectly flowing cloth, or maybe rigid battle armor, the new Mandalorian show just came out and finished. Season 2's coming out. He's an expert at making a bunch of nerdy Star Wars stuff. The work is guaranteed to make you the talk of the con. So go over to Cards Custom Build on either Facebook or on their Etsy account. Link will be in the description down below. Make sure to mention that TCGU sent you their way, and you will get 5% off your entire order. Back to the show.
Hey, those were some sick ads. On to the next topic.
Whoa. Wait,
What?
I say something else about damage really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, really like damage because of Squall, Opus 10 Squall. 'Cause
Okay.
you can just stack the damage abilities because he has 2 different damage abilities. Damage 2 is when Squall enters the field, choose one character, duel it, and freeze it. And then damage 5 is when Squall enters the field. Forward, if it is duel, deal it 8,000 damage.
Oh yeah. You can choose when those trigger, can't you?
So, and that card itself just like is so good with that keyword. It's probably one of my
It's like-
favorite ones that has the damage keyword.
Pay 3, play Squall, duel your dude, and then snipe it off the board, or duel and freeze your dude and snipe something else off the board. It's pretty good.
And he does already have an ability before that too. Is when Squall enters the field, choose a character. If your opponent has 2 cards or less in his or her hand, duel it. Like,
Yeah.
it has 3 abilities on the 3 CP card.
Oh,
Nice.
here, I got one for you real quick since we're before we move on. It's 2 CP Zidane with haste. Because you can throw him in Waff for extra ping damage, but every time he deals damage, you get to ping something for 8. That's
Yeah.
not even a damage thing. I just thought that card was really cool. Sorry, I just
That
like
card's
ran through it.
It's cool. But yeah, so like I think damage also like kind of like makes your opponent not want to attack you sometimes if they know you're gonna have those cards in your deck.
Yeah.
Because those abilities are just so good.
Yeah, with damage, you're not going to want to attack your opponent. Like, you're going to want to set up a perfect kill turn, essentially. Or else it comes back to bite you in the butt because your opponent will have damage abilities online.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all.
So, our next major topic is abilities, or action abilities, basically, which will include special abilities, auto abilities, and field abilities. And I guess actions are themselves. So, yeah. Sorry, I said that wrong. It's fine. Byron, you want to kick us off and explain what an action ability is? There's a lot of text there. I guess you can just summarize it.
All right, 1 second here. You do it since you have it pulled up.
Yeah, that's fine. So action abilities are abilities that trigger on effect by paying paying a set cost. Sorry. Action abilities have a cost and corresponding effect that are written in a parentheses cost and effect format. So, for instance, what's a good action ability we can use as a reference here?
Just give me a TLDR, please.
Yeah, there's.
That was a lot.
Yeah, do you see all of this? Oh my god, it's still going.
I'm not looking at it currently.
Oh, you should. It's so
Tam
much.
could
There's
probably
so
pull
much.
it up for me, but
I'm trying to find like the perfect action ability.
TV collab.
Oh, okay. So you can use Sabin, for instance, right? The Opus 11 Sabin says pay 0, deal yourself a point of damage, gains first strike, brave, and 2k, I think.
we're on abilities.
Ability text, special icon.
Do you know where you are in the book right now?
Yeah, it's page 14
14.
or 13. Sorry, page 13.
Page 13?
Yeah, 13 out of
Okay.
23.
13 out of 23, he says. Okay.
It's like near the top.
13. One more. One more. Yeah.
Write a note to put this link in the description.
So, everybody there? We good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lit. So you see all that text? That's too much.
All the way at the top. Oh, action abilities right there.
Yep.
Yeah. We're right there. You're good.
When using action abilities with dual icons, so those are good ones. So like Miner says crack Miner, pick up something. Or dull and break Miner to pick up. Is it a character? Or is it?
I believe it's character. Might be forward.
Miner's going to be a really good example to use. So I should pull this up. Miner 49er. Miner
Forward.
says pay an earth, pay any CP, tap Miner, put him into the break zone, choose a forward in your break zone, add it to your hand, so it picks up a forward. But that's a action ability. Action abilities don't have the cool S icon.
What about another? Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I keep cutting in and out.
I think it's your headset.
Other, and I know it's my headset. I need to get it fixed. Other good action ability character is Cloud, 2CP Cloud.
What's that one do?
Birthing pod.
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah,
talking.
Birthing pod cloud. Okay, yeah. Sorry, there's so many different clouds, and there's a fire TCP one as well. What? Yeah, so Birthing pod cloud says Dolim, break a character, and then play a character of the same category. I don't know if it specifies
No, no, no.
category 7 or not.
It says,
That costs one
it says
more.
put one category 7 forward into the break zone. Search for one forward that costs 1 CP more than the forward put into the break zone and play it onto the field. Only uses ability during your main phase. So it takes a category 7 forward, and then you can grab one forward that's 1 CP more. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be category 7.
Oh, it does. I thought they had to be of the same category.
Nope. The one that you break does have to be category 7, but the one that you bring out because
Okay,
of that,
that explains
to
it.
be.
Gotcha. Because
Yeah.
Travis's whole line, and I'm pretty sure I've already said this on a podcast already. That's why I get confused with that. Because Travis's line is break a 7, play a 7, break a 7, play a 7, break a 7, play a 7. Oh, look, Sephiroth. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. What's another one? Lulu, 5 CP. This is Opus 1 backup. Put her into the break, or tap her, put a backup into the break zone, choose a forward, deal at 5k. So you can either tap her and break something, or tap her and break herself to ping something for 5, which is pretty cool. But I don't know, it's really weird. It's every time I want to look for action abilities, there's specials with it, and that essentially just makes it a special ability at that point.
Yeah.
Like there's a good number. There's just some that aren't the best. Amon's a really good one. Dole him, choose a forward, dole it.
So the thing about action abilities is that so obviously you can't play it turn that you play it onto the field. It requires you to dole it, and only cards that can do that are cards that have haste.
Yep.
It just lets you get over that because it doesn't have the winning sickness per se.
Yeah. That's actually what I was looking at right now was doling.
Yeah.
The dole icon. I like that it has like the added text of monsters are an exception to this rule that they can do their stuff.
Yeah,
it says
exactly.
if a monster becomes a forward, it can't. If the monster becomes a forward, it has the same rules.
It's like one of the examples I like to use is Flan, ice Flan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta keep grabbing your Flans out.
As long as you can pick them, as long as you can pay for it.
Exactly.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if I were to simplify, which I don't really have to, but it just helps others. Action abilities are specials without the special. You don't need the extra copy of the card. You just need to be able to pay the CP cost, and usually dole the card is what it will require. Some of them don't.
Dollar break.
And dole or break, which I just want to say, I think it's really weird that some cards say dole and then break the card instead of just break the card.
They want you to do things in specific orders. No stacking.
But I guess technically, like for instance, forwards that would say that. So like I think, shoot, why do I keep forgetting the names forward? It's an Earth forward. I think it's Ignis. Let me double check. No, it's not Ignis. I'm dummy. I can't remember the name now. I feel bad. It's one of the Warrior Light Earth forwards that says dull 3 Earth forwards, or like 3 Earth cards or something like that. Oh God, what's the name? I'll figure it out. And like save yourself from damage or something along those lines. Sorry, I'm really bad at this.
And then break this card.
No, you don't break it. You just dull 3 like Earth forwards and save something from getting broken or taking damage. But I think the dull cost helps just because in that process of you paying the cost, your opponent could cast things that ping off things that are dull. So like Shiva, for instance, it could be like, oh, you dulled the card I was looking for. I'm going to cast Shiva and deal it damage for each Shiva that I have in my break zone or something.
Yep.
I really need to figure out what this card is. It's going to annoy me now. You play it off Vanille. I can't remember. Whatever. I'll figure it out. It's fine. It's a Warrior of Light.
So like, Let's see. I'm look.
It
look at
is
this.
Ignis. Okay,
It is
I'm crazy.
Ignis? You just
Yeah,
find the
Ignis.
wrong. Did you find the wrong Ignis?
I spelled it wrong because this one is INGUS instead of INGIS. So it says dole a total of 3 active Earth forwards or Earth backups. Choose a forward. It gains plus 2k power until the end of the turn. That's what he does.
Okay.
But yeah, there we go. Is Byron there? You there, buddy?
Ryan,
That's
you
fine.
hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we can.
I was also
Cool.
getting a little worried. You hadn't said
I was
anything in a little bit.
I know my headset's just in and out, so
You're good. Do you have anything you want to add on abilities?
we did mention that like not all action abilities have the dole icon,
Yep.
right? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Not everyone has like a big pay cost. It's just doing a thing if something happens. stuff
I
like
see
that.
if
Yeah.
it doesn't have the dole icon, then you can pay it the turn you play it. So
Moving on, we've got specials. So special abilities are activated by paying a cost in the same way as action abilities, but the player has to discard a character card with the same name to use it. In addition to any other cost, special ability will always have a proper name and an S icon. So, for instance, there's Blade Beam Cloud. It's a 3 CP light cloud that says pay a fire, pay another CP, I believe, and then pitch a cloud and snipe something for 8 and ping the board for like 3 or 4 or something like that.
That's actually a lot. It's like a whole lot.
It's really funny. And I know I've said this before, but I just thought it was hilarious when Shane realized that his Chocobo deck just died to 1 card super quickly. Because I blade beamed his strongest card, and then the rest of his board just died because all his Chocobos were super weak.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. I'll find the exact cloud. Don't worry, guys. Oh, here it is. Blade Beam. Pay a cloud, pay a fire, pay 1. Choose a forward the opponent controls, deal it 8k damage, then deal 4k to all other forwards the opponent controls. And all the Chocobos were like 4 or less.
And even then, you can like have other cards that like bounce off that too. Like
Yup.
that cloud seems nuts.
Yeah, there are some really cool specials. I think Vermilion Birdless Sea is a really cool one. That one says... Give me a sec. I actually have to hard search for this one. Yeah. And I only like this card because I play cadets. But Vermilion Birdless Sea, you pitch it, pay 2 fire, tap it, put 5 backups into the break zone, break all the forwards your opponent controls.
It's literally just reset your opponent's board, reset your board.
It's reset your backups, get rid of your opponent's forwards, which is pretty cool. It's a really clutch card that I play in my cadets deck because it's a typo card, so I can like pick it up and search it out, and it also searches out my summons. So
I understand when you said so. Like I understand both parts of what I was thinking and what you meant, and it really confused my brain there. You said type O, which is the type of that. It's the type of card. It's the category card.
yeah,
It's a type O. But in my brain, I heard it's a typo. It's just a typo.
cards all sorts of messed up, dude.
That's all my head thought. It was just like, yeah, they printed it wrong, so I could just pick it up however I want. Sick. It's like, man, other games try to fix that problem.
There is Gabranth has been used a lot recently too. Opus 9 4 CP Earth Gabranth, which says Sentence is the name of the special. It's pitch Gabranth, tap him, choose a forward, deal it 3k and 3k damage and 1k more for each point of damage you received. So it's like 5-drop Fire Cloud, except for it's a special instead of an on-entry effect, which we get to after this too. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, like a lot of these.
Getting to ping something's pretty good.
my favorite is probably Zidane.
It's probably which one?
Zidane, favorite card.
Your favorite card, yeah.
Which one?
2CP, Otter forward.
Oh yeah, he does have a special that nobody.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Yeah, Solution 9.
Yeah.
So it just you pay 2 water CP, then obviously another card that has the Zidane name, and then use it forward until the end of the turn. It loses 2,000 power for each card in your hand.
My favorite, personally, I guess it's not like my favorite, but one of the ones I think is really cool is Duncan, the Opus 8 Duncan, because it says you can use Duncan's special ability by discarding a card named Sabin instead of discarding Duncan as well. And then the special is Phantom Rush, which just says choose a forward and deal it damage equal to Duncan's power, which at base is 8. But when he enters the field, you can choose a forward to cost 4 or less the opponent controls and deal it 4 as well. So you can potentially on one turn, if you can give Duncan haste, you can
Getting
ping
a
something.
double down on the number of cards you can play is pretty nice.
12. Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about special abilities in the aspect of? Do you think they should be game changers?
I think they should be game changers, but I think so far they've done a good job of balancing them. I find that most of the time, I find them to be a little weak, but I also know I'm not the greatest at this game currently.
Like personally, I think they're really good. I think they're in a pretty balanced spot. Their cost is equal to what they do, I would say. I guess the only one I think personally is kind of busted, and I've said this card literally this entire podcast now, is Alua. Just because Alua gets haste, can't be targeted on the first or by your opponent's effects the first time they attempt to target her, and Shoal just deals 2k to your opponent's board and restands all of your guys. So it's really good.
Yeah, that card's pretty good.
Because it's just pitch a copy of Alua. That's all it does. Pitch an Alua, ping their board for 2k, and reactivate all your forwards.
It's not bad.
Shout out to Sen, by the way. I like Sen. This card, I've never seen this card win a game yet, and I really want to see it win.
What's it do?
Sen, Giga Graviton. Pay a Sen, pay 9. At the end of your next turn, if Sen is on the field, your opponent loses the game. You can only use this ability once during your turn. Or you can only use it during your turn, sorry.
You said pay 9?
Yeah, you're paying 9. So you're pitching 5, or you're tapping 5 backups and pitching, what, 2 cards?
Yeah.
And you have to pay 9 to put Sid on the board as is, and it's a 9k.
What element?
He's dark.
Dark?
Yeah.
Now I can build an Arc and a Sid deck? I'm down. Let's put them together.
And Sen
The
says
only goal of the
when
deck
it
is to
enters the
play
field,
big things.
break all the forwards and monsters other than Sen, and it deals you a point of damage. So like you reset your opponent's board as well.
But it deals you damage?
It deals you 1 point to break your opponent's forwards and monsters.
Ugh.
Unless they're Arden, because then they can't be touched. Or you can't be touched.
That seems like it puts you in a very scary position.
Yeah. Or there's Galoof. I think Galoof is pretty cool. Galoof has stop. Choose up to 2 forwards. They cannot attack this turn, which is really good because it just says pitch Galoof to activate it. It goes with 5-drop Opus 7 Galoof that can't be broken during your turn as well, which is hilarious.
That is pretty cool. Any other special ones you want to mention, Byron?
Oh man.
You good? You mentioned the one you care about?
Exactly. I'll always mention Zidane in the podcast no matter what. I'm gonna plug that card every time.
It's gonna be like #Zidane. Well, I think Eldnarch deserves it too. Paradise is just pitch Eldnarch, take another turn, and then you lose the game if you don't kill your opponent.
So I couldn't remember it exactly, and I don't have the hands currently to be able to pull up cards. So I was just like, man, I gotta remember this. I gotta remember it all. What does this card do? Taking another turn sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the only reasons I want to play like extra Elden Arcs in my deck. Is specifically just to do that.
Here's my last one, and this is also my plug-in because I think cadets are still super cool. 7 is hilarious. She costs 2 to play, and just in Snakebite says choose a special ability or auto ability and cancel the effect by pitching a 7.
Lucky sevens.
Lucky 7s. So
It's
good.
pretty
I like that.
It is actually pretty good. Dude, were you gonna do something cool? Nah.
Nah, you're like, oh, did you play Veritas? Nah.
Dude, cool Shantoto. Nah.
I'll just pitch this card. Have fun. My board stays. All right.
Can it cancel Rampier?
Rampier's an auto effect, so yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So since we're on that,
Canceling the meta.
auto abilities are abilities that trigger automatically when an event that fulfills this trigger condition or conditions occur. So, for instance, when Rampier is broken, or placed in break zone, whichever one it is, you get to play a category 11 for free. You can just snake bite it away and be like, nah, dude, sorry, you tried to Shantoto me. You're not going to. Veritas has its on entry effect of placing a forward of their choice forward of the opponent's choice, right, into the break zone.
Yeah.
If opponent chooses it.
And then, opponent does choose, and then when Veritas leaves, you get to pick which one of your characters you want to break. Yeah.
They still pick, yeah.
It's still opponent picks?
They're picking regardless. It's just it's a character instead of a forward, because the first effect specifies the forward, and then the next, when it goes to break zone, it specifies a character, so it can be a monster, backup, or forward.
That's cool.
Yeah. Ooh, the thing about auto abilities too, that there's also like other auto abilities, so like conditional auto ability and then delayed auto ability. For conditional auto ability, like the best example I can give is actually Edge. CP Edge, the ninja.
Mm-hmm.
So here's like the scenario that like I ran into recently about that. So Golbez, I think it's Legend Golbez, the 6 CP one.
Yep.
So whenever he is put into break zone and bring out 4 2 CP cost forwards onto your field, up to 4. So then when he breaks, then you bring out Edge and then other ninjas. Then Golbez negates auto abilities. So whenever Edge enters with the other ninjas, his is a conditional auto, so it won't negate his effect of gaining counters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, I just found that really interesting. Like it's just the way that it gets around that like ability of Golbez being able to stop his auto.
There's the Laguna Squall combo. I can't remember which ones they are for sure, but it's you play Laguna if there's a Squall on the field, your opponent pitches 2 cards, essentially. Or I think it's Squall if Laguna's on. I can't remember which one.
Sounds like an ice thing.
It is ice. Definitely is ice.
Nice.
There's the Opus 1 3CP Aerith. When Aerith enters the field, choose up to 3 backups you control other than Aerith and activate them.
Yeah. I don't know that one. I've seen that one.
Those are just all good instances of like auto abilities going off.
It's just on thing, do a thing.
Yeah, like Barrett for 5-drop Barrett from Opus. I want to say Opus 8. When he swings, look at top 4 cards or reveal. It's one or the other. Top 4 cards of your deck. Grab a category 7. Bottom deck the rest in any order.
Yep.
Auto abilities are pretty plain and simple. They're really nice. They boil down to like on entry effects.
Yeah, mostly they're just on entry, on damage type things.
Yeah, like you want the. Oh, sorry. The meme dream is for ninjas is like playing Gekuo, the 5-drop one, to play Izoya because she's a 4 or less, to play Edge, who is 3 or less, to play like your Tsukinoa for free, and you just played 4 dudes for the price of 1. Memes. I'll do that one day.
Should play Golbez, like for real. Like so good with ninjas.
I mean, yeah, but my issue with Golbez is like that requires me to play a bunch of 2-cost ninjas when I don't want to play all the 2-cost ninjas. I play my 3 cost to make them 2 cost, and then go to town with those guys because they just kind of do a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me.
What's up next? What do we got next?
After autos, we've got field abilities. You want to read this one, Byron?
One moment. So field abilities. Field abilities initiated by cards will always apply on ongoing effect. The effects are active for as long as the card itself is on the field, unless otherwise specified. Effects are active in the zone noted on the card.
So, for instance, Yuna, right? 5. Is she 5 CP? Water Yuna? I think she's 5 CP.
Oh, the one that removes?
Yeah, 5 CP Water Yuna is when a character's. Oh no, I guess that's an auto, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Character put from field to break zone. So then, what do you call it?
I can give an example of field ability. So Luso, 2CP Luso. So it has 3 different abilities. So for each forward other than Luso you control, Luso gains 1,000 power. So it's checking your field to see their forwards on there. If it does, then it gives you that 1K power for each one that you find on your field. Then it has another one is if there are 3 or more different elements among forwards you control, Luso gains first strike and brave.
Got you.
Those are
Maria as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine.
I think 4 CP Maria as well, and all the cards that are like her. The forwards you control have plus 1K power. Or the class Moogles. Those are also really good ones that count for other elements when they're on the field.
Yeah,
spelled Moogle.
they're just all really good field abilities. And another example that I found myself learning about, because it's just so Golbez thing when you bring out Luso since he's a 2 CP. So, obviously it negates the auto abilities, but it won't negate the effects of him getting the 1K buff and then obviously first strike as well.
Yep.
Brave. Yep. Like you're already bringing out 3 other forwards, so like you're gonna get those 2 abilities, which is really good.
Moogle, the 4 CP FFCC Moogle. All job Moogle backups you control can produce CP of any element. Like those are just the things I look at too.
The one that comes to mind for me would be kind of like it's not Terra. Is it Terra? No, it's Jill Nabat.
Oh yeah, the one that says you can't snipe my back row with.
Yeah.
Your opponent's backups can't do damage to forwards. I need to actually double check that. That one gets me every time. Every time.
I believe it's your opponent's. I think it's your opponent's backups can't deal stuff to my forwards.
Jill Nabat. Nope. That's not Jill Nabat. Thanks, computer.
What if it was?
Okay, there we go. Jill Nabat, backups don't deal damage to the forwards you control. Bam.
Yeah,
What about like
forwards.
cards like Minwoo? Because Minwoo says forwards you control don't receive damage that's less than their power. That's also one.
That's a pretty good one too.
Yeah, and that one's a backup, which makes it harder to get off the field.
Yep.
But with the recent rule change for that, it makes it a little bit less good.
What's the recent rule change?
Can't remember off the top of my head. I have to look it up, but I'm looking here. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
You can just give it a TLDR. It doesn't have to be exact.
So like essentially it. So, dang, I can't remember it all. It's
But
fine.
I guess we will buy the time. Hurry, Noah, do a trick.
I'm juggling air. Wow.
How impressive.
They'll never know. It's actually
Byron-
just invisible bowling pins.
Byron, hurry. He's terrible at this.
Byron, hurry. He's failing. We're losing him.
Keep talking. I'll whenever I find it, I'll start talking about it.
Oh, all right, cool. So Man, I'm trying to find like other impressive field abilities. Now I'm like contracting Byron sickness. Stop this. I don't want to get down with this one, dude. I'm not ready for this.
That was a terrible joke.
You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I didn't, but
You guys should check me out on at www.twitchchannel.that-doesn't-exist.com. Yeah.
yep, because
All right, ready?
twitchuses.com. Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. So
Twitch uses
it says, in line with the release of Opus 11, I'd like to announce our decision to make one rule change regarding an effect that certain cards, such as Minwu, possess that states they don't receive damage. We've decided to change this to a replacement effect, which reads 0 in all instances. At first glance, it may seem like these two phrases essentially mean the same thing, but that is actually the reason we are making this change. These two effects work under very different procedures, leading to much confusion and making it a very difficult concept to grasp.
Can you say it one more time? You cut out like at the most crucial part for me.
What part?
The like right as you read the new ability, the new way it reads.
Okay, so certain cards such as Minwu possess that states they don't receive damage. So we've decided to change this to a replacement effect, which reads, if dealt damage, the damage becomes 0 in all instances.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Like it just makes it a little bit less good. Because then you're able to actually kind of get around that. Especially with like Ku Chaspol, the new fire backup.
Yeah. Which says
Right here. So it's Dole, the damage dealt to forward's opponent controls cannot be reduced this turn.
so it stops things like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because originally, if it said you can't take damage, then reducing didn't matter. It just says you didn't take it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They were thinking ahead.
That's why they made that change.
Yeah.
They're coming out with.
Seems cool.
Yeah.
Is there any others we have?
Not that I know of. I think that's all of the
Abilities?
abilities, yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, we went through all of our keywords, went through all of our abilities, and that leads us on to topic number 3. This one's kind of an outlier, but I kind
we
of
can
enjoy.
do next time.
Oh, yeah.
We can save this topic for next time.
I'm down.
Okay, guys. Thanks for checking out the podcast. We had a lot of fun learning a bunch. Actually, a bunch that I didn't know because I haven't had a chance to read the rulebook.
Woo! I
I
couldn't even find the rule book for the longest time. I don't know why I just now found it.
I love reading rule books.
Yeah, it is fun. See what you
Despite
can
being
abuse.
captain of the meme squad, I've also been coined as the NASA nerd.
Hey, you should totally read it.
I'm probably about to crunch this rule book tomorrow at work.
All right, you should read it because then you can help us out with rules. So that's why we always come for you.
I found my calling in our Final Fantasy group.
Exactly, you're our rules guy.
Nerd.
Rules nerd. Dang.
Well, thanks for checking out the show, guys. We're gonna head into the post show, so make sure to check us out there as well. Till next time, guys. See ya.
Stay learn.